Hello everyone. I, Ms. Bhavna Danesh Munod, welcome you all in Agricultural Development Trust, Shardabai Pawar, Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sharda Nagar, Baramati. Hello everyone. Children, last period we were studying about 8 features related to macroeconomics. So we studied about this and now we'll come to the last part of the chapter, that is importance of macroeconomics, children. So we'll study now importance of macroeconomics. So our first important point of macroeconomics is, children, that is functioning of an ecosystem. So microeconomics importance and macroeconomics, these are totally different, children. So the first thing we are studying now in macroeconomics, that is importance of macroeconomics, children, and the first important point of macroeconomics is functioning of an ecosystem. So macroeconomics gives us an idea about the functioning of an ecosystem. How? So it helps us to understand the behavioral pattern in aggregate way. So whatever large complex economic problems will be there, say related to population, poverty, unemployment, this all will be studied in an aggregate behavior, in an aggregate way with the help of macroeconomics. So the first important point of macroeconomics is what? That it is helping in functioning of an ecosystem. So how it helps? Because it helps us to study the behavioral pattern of aggregate variables in large and complex system. Then the second important point is what? Economic fluctuations. Now fluctuations means what? Changes, children, high and low, whether it will be related to price level, income, output or employment. So fluctuations means whenever the ratio will be high or whenever it will be low, increase or decrease, that is called as fluctuation, changes. So this macroeconomics helps us to study the economic fluctuations. Now these economic fluctuations will be related to what? Income, output, employment. And this makes an attempt to control them and reduce their severity. Means if the problems are too high, with the help of macroeconomics, at least we can make them stable. We can make them less. We can study their behavioral pattern. So they have told us the second important point related to macroeconomics is what? It helps us to analyze the causes of fluctuations in income, output, employment, and it makes an attempt to control them and reduce their severity. Now come to the third important point in what? Macroeconomics, that it helps us to study in national income, children. So macroeconomics does an immense study of national income which helps us to formulate policies and social accounts. So see here what we are studying. We are studying importance of macroeconomics. In that we studied the first point what? It helps us to understand fluctuations. What was the first point, children? Also it helps us to understand complex economic problems, variables. So these first, second will be related to helps us to understand behavioral pattern, changes in variables. Then the second important point, it helps us to study economic fluctuations. Now we are studying the third important point of macroeconomics, that where it is very useful. So macroeconomics helps us in studying national income. And when we study about the national income, it helps us to formulate policies and social accounts, to know the budget. When we study about national income, a country's budget is known, whether it is in profit, loss or in balance level. So national income is studied with the help of macroeconomics. Then the fourth one is economic development. So macroeconomics also helps us in understanding the problems of developing countries. So which problems will be there in developing countries? Poverty will be there, inequality will be there, income problems are there, wealth is there, differences in standard of living is there. So whatever these problems are faced by various countries, these problems can be studied with the help of macroeconomics, children. So This macroeconomics helps us in understanding the problems of developing countries such as poverty, inequality in income and wealth, differences in standard of living of the people. So, in this slide, what we have studied, 4 points. Functioning of an ecosystem. Who is helping? Macroeconomics is helping us in studying functioning of an ecosystem, then economic fluctuations, national income, and the fourth point we studied children related to macroeconomics, that it helps us to understand economic development. So how economic development will be solved? When macroeconomics will helps us to solve the problems related to any countries. It will be poverty, inequality, unequal distribution of income and wealth, standard of living is less. So if these problems are known, by the help of macroeconomics, it can be solved, at least their severity can be reduced when we study with the help of macroeconomics. Now we'll study the further points, children, related to macroeconomics. So the fifth point we'll see. Now we studied till national income. Now the fifth important point related to macroeconomics is performance of the country. So macroeconomics helps in analyzing the performance of the economy. So national income estimates are used to measure the performance of the economy by production of goods and services, that is from one period to another period. So performance of the economy means what? Macroeconomics helps us to improve the performance of the country. So national income estimates are used to measure the performance of the economy by what? Studying the production of goods and services from one period to another period. One period means what? From 1 year to another year. That is, every year how much production of goods and services should be there, we can study with the help of macroeconomics, children. And when we study this, that how much goods and services are required in market, how much should be produced, how much should be supplied, then our country's economics performance can be improved. So this will be done when? With the help of macroeconomics, children. So it is helpful in understanding, estimating national income, as well as improving the performance of the economy, as well as production of goods and services also can be improved. By what? With the help of macroeconomics. Now the sixth point, children, macroeconomics also helps us to study the macroeconomic variables. Now see, we are studying about what? Study of macroeconomic variables. So this macroeconomic variables are related to what? Behavior of national income, unemployment, output, and general price level in the economy. So it helps us in understanding the working of the economy. Who is helping us? Macroeconomics. So the sixth important point of macroeconomics is what? That it helps us. This macroeconomic variables is related to what? Behavior of national income. So this macroeconomics helps us to study the behavior of national income, unemployment, output, and general price level in an economy. So it helps us in understanding the working of economy, children. Now we'll come to the next point, seventh point, importance of macroeconomics. The seventh one is what? Level of employment, children. So this macroeconomics helps us in analyzing the general level of employment and output in an economy. See, macroeconomics will help us to study related to what? General level of employment and output in an economy. Output means what? Whatever output is coming, whether it will be related to production of goods and services, or if the people are getting jobs, so whether the unemployment ratio has been decreased, what output is coming when we are studying related to level of employment. So this can be done, or this can be studied with the help of, children, macroeconomic theory. So macroeconomic, they have told, see what it tells, it helps us in analyzing the general level of employment and output in an economy. So we are studying about importance of macroeconomics. Again I will repeat this point, children, where we will start with C. The first one we studied in importance of macroeconomics is what? It helps the economy or a country in functioning of an ecosystem. So in ecosystem, there will be larger problems. Behavioral pattern will be there, but will be helped or solved using macroeconomics by studying in an aggregate way. Then the second one is fluctuations. Fluctuation means what? Increase or decrease in price structure will be there. High or low prices will be there. So that all can be studied with the help of macroeconomics. So it will be related to income, output or employment. Then macroeconomics third important point is what? It also helps in studying national income. So this national income, when we study, then we can calculate budget also, and that how we can study countries' economic growth or development when we study about national income. And this will be possible with the help of macroeconomics to study the behavior of national income in an aggregate way. Then the fourth one is what? Economic development. Now the problem of countries are various. It will be say poverty, unemployment. These problems are various related to different countries. So when these problems are solved, what will happen, children? Growth and development of country will be possible. Then we come to the next important point related to macroeconomics is the fifth one, performance of the economy. So macroeconomics also helps us in improving the performance of a country. So when estimation of national income will be there, in production of goods and services will be there from one period to another period, means from year to year. That is year to year. This year how much production was there, next year how much it will be. So it helps us to improve to measure the performance of an economy. Then the sixth one is study of macroeconomic variables. So variables will be related to output, general price level, national income. So these can be studied with the help of macroeconomics. And the last importance of macroeconomics is what, children? Level of employment. So this macroeconomics helps us in analyzing the general price level of employment and output in an economy, children. Now till now in this chapter, children, we studied about micro and macroeconomics. Means from starting, if I tell you, we studied about introduction, meaning, definition, features, importance and scope of both micro and macroeconomics. So the whole chapter is telling us about micro and macroeconomics, where it will be used, and then differentiate between that. Distinguish between micro and macroeconomics. So by studying all these points, we can have a differentiation. We can understand the concept how micro and macroeconomics are differentiated from each other. So if you can see in the slide, see over here, various distinguished points are given. So now suppose definition will be what, or meaning will be what, that microeconomics studies an individual unit and macroeconomics studies in an aggregate way. Meaning the second will be microeconomics uses slicing method. Macroeconomics uses which method? Yes, general equilibrium, partial analysis, general equilibrium analysis. So this way you can distinguish between, children, related to micro and macroeconomics. So they have just told, we'll go through this, that microeconomics studies individual unit, here macroeconomics studies the whole economy or large groups. Then laws related to marginal analysis, means micro uses marginal analysis over here. In macro, related to economic problems are seen, the whole economy, whether it will be employment, public finance, national income, etc. Then the third one is what? Microeconomics provides information related to individual prices, individual consumption, production. Macroeconomics provides information related to national income, total output, consumption and general price level. Then the fourth point over here in distinguish between is microeconomic analysis is simple and macroeconomics is complex. Why? Because we study in a large group, in an aggregate way. Then the fifth point over here is microeconomics particularly focus on price analysis, while macro will focus on income and employment theory. Mostly focuses on what? Studying things in detail. Who? Macroeconomics. So it will focus particularly on income analysis, while microeconomics children will focus on price analysis. Then the sixth point they have told over here, microeconomics studies individual and macroeconomics studies the problems of an economy. So what is there? The distinguish between can be told in more different way, children. It can be told in more different way. Here another distinguish between we can see over here, children, that microeconomics studies the decision made by an individual and business, considering the distribution of resources and prices of goods and services. Then macroeconomics studies the behavior of not only particular company or industries, but it studies about whole economy. Then the second will be, it deals with a specific industry. Here you can write over here, it deals with the whole economy, gross national product. So in short, I want to tell you that microeconomics deals in an individual way and macroeconomics children can deal in an aggregate way. Okay, so distinguish between micro and macroeconomics will be asked. And the thing is, here 4 points immediately you can by heart over here, children. That is, the first one will be what? Meaning. Now in meaning what you will write, children? That microeconomics deals in an individual way, or it studies the things in an individual way. Then in your macroeconomics you can write that macroeconomics deals with the things in an aggregate way. That is, it is a group study. Then definition you can write according to your own definition, you must have been by hearted. So any one definition will come after meaning. Then the thing is, the next thing you can give their sub point theory. Now theory means what? As we have studied theory, microeconomics is also called as price theory, macroeconomics is called as income theory. So this will be your second point. See, I distinguish between, I am telling. Keep in mind, you have to write in your classwork notebooks. That is second point what I told, sub point theory. So here in microeconomics what will come? Microeconomics is called as price theory. Here you will write as macroeconomics is called as what? Income theory. Very good. Now the third point what will be there? Analysis. So analysis, in that third distinguished point you can write microeconomics uses partial equilibrium analysis, macroeconomics uses general equilibrium analysis, children. See here what I am telling. Microeconomics uses what? Partial equilibrium analysis, and macroeconomic uses what? General equilibrium analysis. Then the next point you can write method also, sub point as fourth one, that microeconomics uses slicing method, macroeconomics uses lumping method. So by comparison between features also you can write distinguish between, children, using the features of 8 points of micro and 8 points of macroeconomics. Distinguish between or comparison between micro and economics, also macro and microeconomics will also be considered, children. So from that only 4 or 5 points I have mentioned you can write in your classwork book. That is sub points I have told. And the last point I told you related to what? Method. That microeconomics uses slicing method, whereas macroeconomic uses lumping method. So in this chapter main we studied about scope, importance, features, and distinguish between micro and macroeconomics, children. Then the last thing I've just added over here, a positive quote for you, that there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs, children. That means there is no shortcut for success. If you have to success, or if you have to succeed in life, you have to climb the stairs. You have to study, work hard. Don't go for shortcuts. Don't use shortcut methods for success. So there is no elevator. Directly you cannot jump. We have to climb stairs for the progress. So there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs, children. Okay. So meet you in next period, children. Thank you.